The dog wouldn't stop barking at the closet. It was past midnight in our downtown Chicago apartment, the kind of silence where every small sound feels louder than it should. I stood barefoot on cold hardwood, staring at Baxter as he growled low, teeth showing, something I had never seen before. Not at me. Not at anyone. At the closet. "Baxter, cut it out," I whispered, reaching for the handle. The moment I opened it, he lunged forward, barking harder, fixated on a dark leather jacket hanging between my suits. I didn't own a leather jacket, and my wife wasn't home. That's when it hit me. Something wasn't right. If you genuinely enjoy our stories, please subscribe to the channel, tell us where you're from, and what time it is right now. It's always fascinating to know how far our story flows. I stood there longer than I should have, staring at that jacket like it might explain itself. It smelled wrong. Not like me. Not like her. Cologne. Strong. Expensive. Masculine. I checked the pockets. Empty. No wallet. No receipts. Just a faint warmth, like it had been worn recently. That didn't make sense. My wife, Emily, had told me she was working late again. Marketing deadlines. Campaign launch. Same excuse for weeks now. I closed the closet slowly. Baxter kept growling, and I couldn't shake the feeling that he knew something I didn't. The next morning, I didn't say anything. I watched her instead. Emily moved like nothing was wrong. Coffee. Phone scrolling. A quick morning kiss that barely touched my cheek. "You were late?" I said casually. "Yeah. Big push at work," she replied without looking up. I nodded. Then I asked, "Whose jacket is in the closet?" That's when she froze. Just for a second. Then she laughed. "Oh, that? I picked it up from a thrift store. Thought it might look good on you." It sounded rehearsed. Too smooth. I smiled. "Yeah, maybe." But inside, something shifted. Because Emily hated thrift stores. Always had. That night, I didn't sleep. I kept replaying Baxter's reaction. Dogs don't lie. They don't pretend. They react. And he reacted like a stranger had been in our home. Our bedroom. Our closet. That's when I checked the building security app. We had cameras in the lobby and parking garage. Nothing fancy, just standard footage. I scrolled back. 2 nights ago, 11:47 p.m., Emily walked in, and behind her a man. Tall, confident, wearing that exact leather jacket. He didn't even try to hide it. That's when my chest tightened, because he looked comfortable, like he'd been there before. I watched more footage. Different nights. Same pattern. Late entries. Same guy. Always when I was working late or out of town. Co-worker. It had to be. That smug, casual walk. The way he leaned toward her. Like he owned something. Something that was mine. I confronted her the next day. Not angry. Not loud. Just direct. "I saw the footage," I said. She didn't even blink. For a moment, I thought she'd deny it. Instead, she sighed. "Okay," she said. "Yes. He's from work. No apology. No guilt. Just annoyance." "Why is his jacket in my closet?" I asked. She shrugged. "He forgot it." Forgot it. In our home. In my space. That's when I realized something worse. She wasn't scared of losing me. She thought she was in control. The manipulation came fast. "You've been distant," she said. "You're always working. This just happened." I listened. Silent. Because every word she said wasn't about regret. It was justification. That's when something inside me broke. Not loudly. Not dramatically. Just quietly. And in that quiet, something colder took its place. I stopped arguing. Stopped questioning. Stopped reacting. Emily thought she'd won. That I'd accepted it. She even brought him over again. Careless. Arrogant. His jacket stayed in the closet. Like a flag. Like a challenge. So I made a plan. First, I spoke to a divorce lawyer downtown. Quiet meeting. Early morning. Then I gathered everything. Footage. Entry logs. Messages from her unlocked laptop. Turns out, he wasn't just a coworker. He was her supervisor. That changed everything. Because company policy? Strict. No relationships between direct management. Especially hidden ones. Especially in our firm. I didn't confront them again. I invited them. "Dinner," I said one evening. "Let's clear the air." Emily hesitated. He didn't. Of course he didn't. Confident men never think they're walking into a trap. We met at a rooftop restaurant overlooking the Chicago skyline. Glass walls. Soft lighting. Public enough. Perfect. He showed up wearing that jacket. Of course he did. Sat across from me like we were equals. Like he hadn't been sleeping in my home. Halfway through dinner, I placed my phone on the table. Pressed play. Security footage. Him walking in. Night after night. Silence. Then I slid a folder across. Copies go to HR tomorrow, I said calmly. Emily's face drained. He leaned back, trying to stay composed. You're overreacting, he said. I smiled. No. I'm finishing it. I stood up. Left them there. No yelling. No scene. The destruction didn't need noise. It was already happening. By the end of the week, he was suspended. Then terminated. Violation of policy. Conflict of interest. Reputation destroyed. Emily lost her position shortly after. Different reason, but same outcome. The divorce was quick, clean, calculated. She didn't fight it. Didn't have the leverage anymore. I moved out. New apartment. Different part of the city. Baxter adjusted fast. No more barking at closets. No more scents. Just silence. Sometimes I think about that jacket. Still hanging there. Like a warning I almost ignored. But Baxter didn't. He knew. Before I did. I never thanked him. But I think he understands. Because now, when he sleeps at the foot of my bed, he doesn't growl anymore. He just rests. And so do I. The end.